Okay, guys, we're live. Welcome back. Review day today. I'm reviewing a little mini guitar amp from a company called Donner. Purchased this off of Amazon. And it ships in this box. The model number is DA10. Also ships with a little manual that describes the features and functions of the unit, as well as how to plug in the unit to the ports, and it's pretty direct and pretty clear. It also ships with this 1/8 inch audio cable, as well as this mini USB cable. Let's look at the actual unit itself. So on the back, you see you have a spot here for the mini USB that goes into your computer. That charges this unit. Okay, so this has no external battery or internal battery. It does have an internal battery which is rechargeable, but you cannot put in batteries that you have that are rechargeable or standard batteries like you would on other devices. This is a self-contained battery that is rechargeable. I'll talk about that in a minute. And it has two inputs on the back. One of them is your headphone input, and the other one is for the audio cable input that I just showed you to connect to an MP3 player where you can stream music into this that you want to play along with. The front of the unit looks like this, right? So you simply have Donner on the front. It's a plastic screen facing on the front of the unit. Then you have two small speakers that are 1.5 inches on either side. Top of the unit is where your controls are. And what you simply have on this piece of equipment is you have a gain button here. Over here you have a crunch button. Then you have a treble, middle, and bass button in the middle here. And then you have a master volume button. Okay, and obviously your input for your guitar. So let's talk about this a little bit. So I've had a couple of different amps that fit this bill, right? Amazon makes one actually on the internet. There's another company whose name escapes me that I've done a review on my website that also makes a little portable practice amp. But by far the most popular one that you probably see in terms of ultra small and portable practice amps is the Blackstar Fly 3, which I've had as well. So how do they compare to this guy, this Donner? So first off, let's start off with the dimensions. So this little guy here is 5.5 inches wide by roughly 3.9 inches high, and the depth on this guy is roughly 3 inches. Weight-wise, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean this thing is ounces, right? It's extremely small and extremely light. How this compares to the Fly 3 in terms of dimensions. So the Fly is roughly 6.6 inches wide, so it's about an inch wider than this guy. It's 4.9 inches high, so that's about an inch higher than this guy, the Fly 3, and it's 4 inches deep, which is about an inch, more in depth. So the Fly 3 is slightly bigger and slightly heavier than this unit in terms of physical footprint. Both units are solidly built. This thing here, the plastic casing on here, is nice. It doesn't feel like a light plastic chintzy device. It feels solidly built. So I'm impressed with the build quality so far of the unit. This is a 5-watt amp. The Fly 3 is 3 watts, so believe it or not, although it's smaller, it has a little bit more volume, a little bit more power than the Fly 3, so that's a positive. The other thing is the Fly 3 comes with one 3-inch speaker, whereas this guy, as you can see here, has two 1.5-inch speakers. And they claim that they do that in order to achieve spatial separation, so you get this fullness of sound, a sound field from this, which Blackstar does on other models of their amps. What else? The Outputs I went over. The Black Star, as I mentioned before, this particular guy has a battery built in, and it's rechargeable. So you charge it up. It takes maybe, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes to charge this guy. The light goes from red when it needs a charge to white, and the charge lasts up to 4 hours, depending upon how much you obviously play the device, which is not bad. I like that. That's another plus. So I don't need to buy batteries constantly or keep recharging external batteries and putting them in here. I simply connect this to a computer via USB, charge it up, and it's good to go. So that's nice. The Black Star takes external batteries as well as an external power supply. So you can have a DC power supply, or you can put four, I believe it's four. No, it's actually six. Excuse me, 6 AA batteries on the Black Star. So that's how these two compare from a power standpoint. Again, I'll give the nod to this because it holds up to a 4-hour charge. I don't have to worry about buying batteries, and it's all here. The negative, if anything, is I don't have the option of plugging this into a wall jack and not worrying about anything, just running off of power constantly. But again, that takes away from the portability if you do that. So let's talk about the settings and the controls on this amp. So again, this amp comes with I'll turn it this way, a gain setting. It has a button that can be turned on and off here, and that is for crunch or clean. So if you keep it out, it's just your natural clean setting for the amp. If you depress it, it then gives you a distorted sound or a crunch sound as described on here. It has a treble, a middle, and a bass control on this, and it has a master volume. So comparing this to a Black Star, on a Black Star you're going to also have a gain control, but you'll have a little button on there that says OD or overdrive, right? This crunch clean setting button on this amp is comparable to what the overdrive button is on your Black Star amp. It also has 3 separate controls here. You have treble, middle, and bass. On the Black Star, you have one control. It says EQ, and it's their infinite shape feature, ISF feature. That's trademark of Black Stars. And what that does, that EQ switch, is you can toggle it, in different directions and get different tonality out of the amp by doing that. Getting more of a treblier sound or a 60s sound, then you can get more of a darker sound, or more of a metal sound. You can effectively accomplish the same thing by just adjusting these controls, which are middle, treble, and bass. I personally like separate controls, and I find that with this particular amp, by having those features, you can really dial in different tones, nice tones on the amp. And then of course you just have your master volume button, turning it up or loud as low as you'd like. And this is where you have your input for your guitar. So it's a really simple, portable little amplifier that's made well and sounds excellent. And the other thing is here, this guy on Amazon is $39.99. Black Star Fly 3 is anywhere from, I've seen them as low as $62 and change on Amazon and Musician's Friend, to, the going rate is, I think, $69.99. So let's say $70 is the going rate for a Fly 3, whereas $40 is the going rate for this. And personally, I find this every bit as good as a Black Star Fly. The only thing that this is lacking that the Fly 3 has, and I purposely didn't mention it until now, is effects. So this guy has 0 effects, right? You just see, I just went through what features it has on it. The Fly 3 also has a delay capability. So you can set up the delay for the variations in the delay as well to get that echo sound, a reverb-like sound. You cannot do that on here. This has no delay capability. So this is a straight, through little amplifier, whereas the Fly 3 does have the delay feature on it. If that's something you need and want, then the Fly 3 is the way to go. For me personally, I'm just using this as a quick and dirty little, amp to practice with. I don't necessarily use a lot of delay to begin with, and this suits my features, it suits my needs, I should say, perfectly fine, right? So guys, I will be back in a minute. I will connect this and let you hear what the amp sounds like. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I'm back. Apologize for the leg, but I want to have my camera on the amplifier so you can see what's going on here. So I have my amp connected. You can see here that when the amp is on, which it's on right now, you just see a simple white light that is lit. The on-off button for the amp is on the back of the unit. Right now, it's on a clean setting, or semi-clean, just a little bit, maybe a 10 o'clock setting for the gain, and the rest of it is clean. Okay, so you can hear what this sounds like just on a clean setting. I'll just play some basic chords, right? If you want a more of a dry sound, or more of an even cleaner sound, I can knock the gain off altogether and crank up the volume a bit, and you can get more of a clean sound. Just turn her up. And now in terms of, more of a distorted sound, more of a crunchy sound, you can depress the crunch button. I'm going to turn up the gain on the amplifier to maybe 3 o'clock. I'm going to turn it up quite a bit. And I'm going to put the volume at 11. And you can hear what it sounds like for more of a crunchy or a distorted sound. If you want to hear what the solo notes sound like. So, it's a small amp. It's designed just for that, just for practice, just for something that you want as a portable amplifier to bring with you to a park, in your backyard, whatever the case is, and something that is has enough variance in it from a sound standpoint to give you clean sounds if you want, or more of a crunchy sound if that's what you're looking for. And you just turn off the power right back here. Okay, it's hard to see the button in the dark. Take the unit so that you're not looking at my leg. So guys, if you want something that is inexpensive, again, $40, right? That will give you decent sound quality and features of clean sound and crunchy sound, made well, and not going to break the bank, as I mentioned several times. I think this Donner DA10 is a good way to go. It's inexpensive, and Amazon ships this extremely fast to your door. Again, I paid $39.99 plus tax, free shipping, and it came to my house within 4 days. So I think it's a good buy if you're looking for that. If you're a beginner, if you're a student, if you want to buy something for your child and you don't want them to blow the roof off the house, and you want them to be able to plug their instrument in, but at volumes that you can certainly tolerate, I think the Donner DA10 fits the bill. I would recommend it, especially compared to the other options that are out there. I think this guy is a good buy. It's definitely something to consider. If you have any questions regarding the unit, please fire them below. Again, once again, I'll do my best as always to answer them as quickly as possible. I will put the link below to the Amazon connection where I bought this particular amp. And once again, if you find these reviews helpful and you would like to see more, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And until the next time, guys, everybody be well and stay safe. You have a great day.